Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Ramya with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to unveil Statue of Equality in Hyderabad this evening, commemorating Bhakti Saint Ramanujacharya. Campaigning picks up pace for first two phases of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh and single-phase polls in Goa and Uttarakhand. Over 169 crore doses of COVID vaccine administered under nationwide vaccination drive so far. Recovery rate improves to 95.64%. Tremors felt in Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi NCR region after an earthquake of 5.7 on Richter scale occurs in Afghanistan. Government describes as illegal a bridge being constructed by China on Pangong Lake in eastern Ladakh. Two terrorists killed in an encounter in Zakura area of Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir this morning. Basant Panchami and Saraswati Puja being celebrated in the country today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings. And in cricket, India to take on England in the Under-19 World Cup final at North Sound in West Indies this evening. As the number of COVID-19 cases is rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, please continue to follow these three simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And other news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Hyderabad today and dedicate to the nation the Statue of Equality at Munchidal near Shamshabad this evening. Our Hyderabad correspondent reports elaborate arrangements have been made for the Prime Minister's visit.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will initially reach to the campus of International Crops Research Institute for the semi-arid tropics at Patancheru on the outskirts of Hyderabad to kick-start its 50th anniversary celebrations. As part of the celebrations, he will inaugurate climate change research facility on plant protection and also a rapid generation advancement facility on the occasion. He will dedicate these facilities to the smallholder farmers of Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. He will also unveil a specially designed logo of ICRISAT and launch a commemorative stamp to mark the occasion. In another major event, the Prime Minister will unveil the 216 feet tall Statue of Equality, commemorating the 11th century Bhakti Saint Sri Ramanujacharya, who promoted the idea of equality in all aspects of life, including faith, caste and creed. The Panchaloha statue is one of the tallest metallic statues in sitting position in the world. He will visit some of the 108 ornately carved Vishnu temples mentioned in the works of Alvards and mystic Tamil saints. The Prime Minister's visit to Hyderabad will conclude at about 8 p.m. this evening. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
Campaigning has picked up pace for the first two phases of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh and single-phase polls in Goa and Uttarakhand. In poll-bound Uttar Pradesh, a high-pitched electoral campaign is going on in full swing for the first two phases of the 7-phase assembly elections and also for the single-phase polls in Goa and Uttarakhand. Star campaigners and prominent leaders of various political parties engaged in public rallies after finalization of the candidates for the first two phases. Door-to-door canvassing and virtual appeals to the voters also continue. Political activities have already begun in other poll-bound states, including Punjab and Manipur, with the party leaders deliberating in marathon meetings to finalize their electoral strategies and formations, even while giving shape to the lists of candidates. Meanwhile, the picture of the electoral battle for the third phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh became clear, with mostly multi-cornered contests on the cards after withdrawal of candidature last evening. There are 627 candidates in the fray for 59 seats included in this phase. Maximum 15 candidates each are vying for 3 seats, including Etah, Mehroni and Mahoba, while minimum 3 candidates are in the fray for Karhal seat. For the single-phase polling in Punjab, the final electoral scenario is yet to emerge as the list of candidates after withdrawal of candidature is still awaited. In all, 1,645 nominations were found valid following scrutiny in Punjab. The third phase polling in Uttar Pradesh will be conducted on the 20th of February in 59 assembly constituencies spread over 16 districts. In addition, the single-phase polling in Punjab will be held simultaneously. All the 117 assembly constituencies in the state will go to polls together in this phase. In Goa, stalwarts of various political parties, including BJP, Congress, Trinamool Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, are addressing a series of election meetings to garner support of electorates. Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address virtually rallies at 20 locations in North Goa district tomorrow. Talking to reporters, Goa BJP election in charge Devendra Fadnavis said the party will also issue its party manifesto tomorrow. Mr. Fadnavis said the party had sent Sankalp Peti across the state to elicit public opinion before drafting its manifesto. He said the thrust of the manifesto will carry forward BJP's Golden Goa. Goa will go to the polls on the 14th of this month. Our correspondent reports that ruling BJP and main opposition Congress are claiming full majority in the upcoming elections in the state. The scrutiny of nominations for the fourth phase of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh was undertaken yesterday. In all, 652 nominations were found valid during the scrutiny. The last date for withdrawal of candidature will be the 7th of February. The filing of nominations is going on for the UP 5th phase along with the first of the two-phase polling in Manipur. In all, 68 nominations were filed in Uttar Pradesh while 19 nominations were filed in Manipur for this phase till last evening. Nominations can be filed till the 8th and scrutiny will be undertaken on the 9th of February. The last date for withdrawal of candidature will be the 11th of February. The process of filing nominations for the 6th of the 7th phase assembly elections in UP, as well as the second and last phase polling in Manipur, began with the issuance of notification yesterday.
In Punjab, Shiromani Akali Dal SAD MP Harsimrat Kaur Badal is campaigning in Lambi constituency from where senior SAD leader Parkash Singh Badal is in the fray. Punjab convener and CM face of Aam Aadmi Party Bhagwant Mann is campaigning in Anandpur Sahib in favour of his party candidate Harjot Singh Bens. SAD president and candidate from Jalalabad today addressed a public rally at Jaito and sought votes. AICC in charge of Punjab, Harish Chaudhary, said Rahul Gandhi will announce the CM face of the party for Punjab Assembly polls tomorrow at a virtual rally in Ludhiana. Our correspondent reports Punjab Congress President Navjot Singh Sidhu and Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Chani are main contenders for the CM candidature. Meanwhile, addressing media at Amritsar, Punjab Congress President Navjot Singh Sidhu said the state needs an honest Chief Minister and the real fight is to choose between Mafia and Punjab.
India has crossed yet another milestone in the COVID vaccination drive, with the total vaccination crossing the 169 crore mark today. The Union Health Ministry has termed it as yet another achievement in its fight against COVID-19. The country reported over 1,27,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. The ministry said more than 2,30,000 COVID patients have recovered during the same period. The national recovery rate stands at 95.64%. In Kerala, schools and colleges will reopen in a phased manner as COVID transmission signals a downward trend in the state. Regular classes for students in the 10th to 12th standard will resume on Monday when colleges will also reopen. Education in kindergartens and class 1 to 9 will restart on the 14th of this month. The COVID review meeting held yesterday also decided that only those international travellers showing COVID symptoms need to undergo testing and observe 7-day mandatory quarantine. Sunday lockdown will continue with eased restrictions. Entry into places of worship has been restricted only to 20 persons. In Karnataka, theatres, gyms, yoga centres and swimming pools have been allowed to function at full capacity. The decision was taken at a meeting chaired by Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai. Health Minister K. Sudhakar said the decision has been taken after considering the current COVID situation and the rate of hospitalization, which was 5.6% in January, coming down to 2%. Health Minister said 2-dose vaccination is mandatory for those entering theatres, gyms, yoga centres and swimming pools. Tremors of earthquake were felt in Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi NCR region this morning. According to a review by the National Centre for Seismology, the earthquake of 5.7 magnitude occurred at 9:45 a.m. in Afghanistan-Tajikistan border region. The epicenter of the earthquake was at the Afghanistan-Tajikistan border region, and the depth of the earthquake was 181 kilometers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi called Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha this morning. Sources said Mr. Modi inquired about the situation in the Union Territory following the earthquake this morning. Our correspondent reports there was no report of any loss of life or property from anywhere. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were killed in an encounter with security forces in the Zakura area of Srinagar city this morning. Police said the slain terrorists belonged to LET-TRF. One of the killed terrorists has been identified as Ikhlaq Hajam, who was also involved in the recent killing of Head Constable Ali Muhammad at Hasanpura in Anantnag. Incriminating materials like 2 pistols were recovered from the terrorists.
The government has described as illegal a bridge being constructed by China on Pangong Lake. It said the bridge is being constructed in areas that have continued to be under the illegal occupation of China since 1962. Giving this information in a written reply in the Lok Sabha yesterday, Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan said New Delhi has never accepted this illegal occupation. The minister said India has made it clear on several occasions that the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are its integral part. He said New Delhi expects other countries to respect India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. He said as regards disengagement in the remaining areas along the LAC in eastern Ladakh, New Delhi and Beijing have maintained dialogue through diplomatic and military channels. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to unveil Statue of Equality in Hyderabad this evening, commemorating Bhakti Saint Ramanujacharya. Campaigning picks pace for first 2 phases of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh and single-phase polls in Goa and Uttarakhand. Over 169 crore doses of COVID vaccine administered under nationwide vaccination drive so far. Recovery rate improves to 95.64%. Tremors felt in Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi NCR region after an earthquake of 5.7 on Richter scale occurs in Afghanistan. Government describes as illegal a bridge being constructed by China on Pangong Lake in eastern Ladakh. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter in Zakura area of Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir this morning. Basant Panchami and Saraswati Puja being celebrated in the country today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings. And in cricket, India to take on England in the Under-19 World Cup final at North Sound in West Indies this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Basant Panchami and Saraswati Puja are being celebrated in different parts of the country today with religious fervour and traditional gaiety. People, especially students, worship Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and knowledge, on this occasion. Ramnath Kovind has greeted people on the auspicious occasion. In a tweet, the President wished that the arrival of spring brings happiness, prosperity and good health in the lives of people, and Goddess Saraswati illuminates everyone's life with the light of knowledge. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu also greeted people on the occasion. In a tweet, Mr. Naidu said, Basant Panchami heralds the arrival of spring season, and on this day devotees worship the deity of wisdom and learning, Goddess Saraswati. He wished that may Goddess Saraswati illuminate people's lives with knowledge, creativity and prosperity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted people and wished everyone a very happy Basant Panchami and Saraswati Puja. He said, may the blessings of Mother Sharda be with all, and may Rituraj Basant bring joy in everyone's life. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has also extended his best wishes. He said, this is a festival of worship of Goddess Saraswati and the deity of knowledge, wisdom and music. He wished that people be blessed with happiness, health and prosperity by the grace of Mother Sharda. The portals of Bhagwan Shri Badrinath Dham will be opened for devotees on May the 8th at 6:15 a.m. As is the tradition on the auspicious day of Basant Panchami today, the royal priests in the royal court of the royal family of Teri in Narendranagar arrived upon and announced the date of opening of the portals of the Dham after consulting the birth chart of Tehri King Maharaja Manujendra Shah. On the occasion of Basant Panchami, the head priest of the temple performed panchang and chauki prayers with Vedic chanting and rituals. As performed every year for the Mahabhishek of the deity on April the 22nd, sesame oil will be threaded at the royal court by local married women led by Tehri MP and Maharani Mala Rajalakshmi Shah.
Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel today launched a drive to make the state free of cataract and cataract-induced blindness. Speaking on this occasion at a function held at Ahmedabad Civil Hospital, Mr. Patel said that the state had 0.7% blindness cases in 2014 that went down to 0.36% in 2018 and 19. He said the state has set a target to further bring down the percentage to 0.25 by the year 2025. In a tweet, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia praised the state government for addressing the issue of cataract-induced blindness with focused approach. Cancer is a preventable disease and 80% of it could be prevented. Talking exclusively to All India Radio News on World Cancer Day yesterday, Cancer Surgeon of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, New Delhi, Dr. M.D. Ray, said cancer is preventable.
Cancer is a preventable disease. 80% cancer could be prevented because that is cancer is mainly 50% related to tobacco and tobacco related products and 30% lifestyle related disease. So if you prevent to have cancer, you just have to avoid the tobacco related products and you have to change the lifestyle. So I am rest assured you don't have to be worried about the cancer. You can prevent the cancer.
Veteran BJP leader from Telangana Janga Reddy passed away this morning due to prolonged illness. He was 87. He began his career in public service in 1967 and had been a Jansangh worker before winning the Lok Sabha elections in 1984. In this election, he was one among the only two members of parliament to have won the elections from BJP in the country. He shot into limelight at national level as he defeated former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao from Hanuman Koda Lok Sabha constituency. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has condoled Janga Reddy's demise, stating that he was the effective voice for the BJP at a very crucial phase of the party trajectory. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has mourned the death of senior political leader and former MP Janga Reddy. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, the 7th of February. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day. Ramesh Swamy became an active member of the Bharatpur Praja Parishad in 1937. He took part in mobilizing the people for responsible government and travelled to all parts of the state to organize Satyagraha against the Bharatpur ruler. In May 1939, he took part in the Bharatpur Praja Parishad-led Satyagraha and was detained. In 1942, Swamy participated in the Quit India movement in Bharatpur state and was arrested under the Defence of India rules and imprisoned for some time.
In February 1947, Ramesh Swamy participated in the anti-Begar movement in Bhusawar and other places in Bharatpur state. During the protests, he along with others was denied entry in a bus to reach where the scene of an outrageous police action. As a protest, the Satyagrahis lay down in front of the bus to stop its movement. Under the order of the police, the bus drove on, mowing the Satyagrahis underneath. Ramesh Swamy and many others were crushed under the bus and died on the spot on 5th February 1947. We salute the great martyrs.
वतन पे जो फिदा होगा, अमर हो नौजवां होगा, रहेगी जब तलक दुनिया, ये अफसाना बयां होगा.
We also remember the Jaintia freedom fighter U. Giri Dalui, who was martyred on the 5th of February 1862. Head of a region in the Jaintia hills, Giri took a leading role in resisting the British armed forces, which were trying to occupy his native Shangpang village in Meghalaya.
The imposition of house tax, income tax, and ill treatment of the Jaintia people by the British was creating unrest in the Jaintia region. The Jaintias rose up in arms to keep the British administration at bay forever. Giri, along with his warriors, fought valiantly and attained martyrdom. We salute the great Jaintia freedom fighter.
We also remember prominent classical singer Jyotika Roy, who died on the 5th of February 2014. She was a favorite singer of Mahatma Gandhi, who used to listen to her bhajans every day before his prayers. Hailed as the Adhunik Meera, during the pre-independence days, she was popular for her Meerabai bhajans like Ghungat Ke Pat Khol and Pag Ghungru Bandh Meera Nachi Re.
Roy's first performance for AIR came when she was only 7. Qazi Nazrul Islam was her first mentor. In 1946, Gandhiji asked her to perform just before his speech in Calcutta during the troubled days of communal tension in Bengal. On August 15, 1947, Jawaharlal Nehru had requested her to keep on singing even after the end of her 15-minute slot till he unfurled the flag. Besides Hindi and Bengali, she also sang in a number of other languages like Urdu and Tamil. We salute the great Indian.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार प्रसारित कर रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewellery. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404, issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
In Tamil Nadu, an all-party meeting called by Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has resolved to call for a special assembly session to discuss the issue of NEET and send the resolution for President's assent. Earlier, the government discussed the next step on the bill sent back by the Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi. The meeting was attended by parties except the BJP and the AIADMK. In cricket, India will lock horns with England in the summit clash of ICC Under-19 World Cup at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium at North Sound in West Indies today. The match will begin at 6:30 p.m. Indian time. In the semi-final match, captain Yash Dhul's brilliant century helped India beat Australia by a huge margin of 96 runs. The Indian team will play the final match of the tournament for the fourth time in a row. In the other semi-final match, England gave a thrilling 15-run defeat to Afghanistan by the Duckworth-Lewis method. The first ODI of the three-match series between India and West Indies will be played at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad tomorrow. The second match of the series will take place in Jaipur, while the final ODI of the series will take place at the Eden Gardens Stadium in Kolkata on February 12th. The ODI series will be followed by a three-match T20I series starting from February 15th. The first match of the T20 series will take place in Cuttack, followed by the next two games in Visakhapatnam on February 18th and Thiruvananthapuram on February 20th.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi is likely to have dense fog. Temperature varies between 7 and 18 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 17, maximum expected to be around 29. Chennai will have a partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 23 and 32 degrees. Kolkata will have a cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. The city observed a minimum of 16, maximum around 24. Imphal, Guwahati, Gangtok, Aizawl, Shillong, Itanagar and Kohima will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to unveil Statue of Equality in Hyderabad this evening, commemorating Bhakti Saint Ramanujacharya. Campaigning picks up pace for first two phases of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh and single-phase polls in Goa and Uttarakhand. Over 169 crore doses of COVID vaccine administered and a nationwide vaccination drive so far. Recovery rate improves to 95.64%. Tremors felt in Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi NCR region after an earthquake of 5.7 on Richter scale occurs in Afghanistan. Government describes as illegal a bridge being constructed by China on Pangong Lake in eastern Ladakh. Two terrorists killed in an encounter in Zakura area of Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir this morning. Basant Panchami and Saraswati Puja being celebrated in the country today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings. And in cricket, India take on England in the Under-19 World Cup final at North Sound in West Indies this evening. And with that, we end the midday news.